Tell you guys a little story real quick. A few years back, before weed laws are where they are now, I was getting ready to fly out to go to do a gig out of state, and right before I'm about to go through airport security, I'm like, you know what? Let me take one final look in my backpack. Let me check the situation in there. And I'm glad that I did, because I look at my backpack and I found some edibles. And like, I'm right about to go through security, so I turn back to my friend, and I'm like, dude, I just found these fucking edibles in my backpack. He's like, well, throw them away. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, we are smuggling these things the old-fashioned way in our bloodstream. And here's the deal, like, we were smoking a lot of weed at that time, and it's not like I had a fuck ton of edibles, so I was like, we're gonna be fine, and I was wrong. These shits were powerful. And that's not the only thing, like, 'cause I had like 2 different edibles. One was like a brownie, one was a chocolate bar. The brownie, yeah, that was a weed edible. The chocolate bar, I forgot, that was mushrooms. Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever been high as fuck, but a good place to be that is not on a fucking airplane at 30,000 feet, traveling 500 miles an hour on a steel tube of death. Alright, it's not what's up. Like, even before we took off, I was already in a panic mode. You know, like, if you've ever been super high, like, you find something that anchors you to reality. For me, it was like the empty seat next to me. And I was like, okay, I can breathe over here. This is good. I got plenty of real estate for breathing over here. It's like in my little ranch or something, you know? It's like, I'll retire here someday. And so I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then somebody came and sat down. Wasn't that big of a deal, though, because it wasn't like some hideous person. It was like this adorable, elderly Asian woman. I was like, oh my God. Like, if anybody can help me zen the fuck out right now, it's gonna be this woman, you know what I mean? Like, I'm her Daniel's son, she's my Mrs. Miyagi. This shit's gonna be, what the fuck is up? She's gonna show me paint the fence. It's gonna be awesome. Wax on, wax off. And then, so I'm like, oh, it's gonna be awesome, but it wasn't awesome, because immediately, like, she sits down and we have a situation. She doesn't know how seatbelts work. I don't know how that's possible. She just grabs like both ends of the seatbelt and is like, like that, and I'm like, how do you not know? Like, it's a seatbelt. It works like any other seat. What'd you get here in a fucking rickshaw? Like, I don't understand what's going on. How are you 80 years old and you don't know how fucking seatbelts work? You know? And like, here's the thing, like, if I had not been that high, my mom raised me to be a good person, you know? I would have just like reached over, done her seatbelt for her, and been like, oh, there you go, you know? But like, in my state of mind, I was like, I better not put my hands near her crotch. That'd be weird. Shouldn't do that. And so I just try to like verbalize to her. I'm like, it's a seatbelt. It's like any other seatbelt. It just, the 2 ends go together like that. You know, like they just go together like that. Is what happened. I use 2 fingers because I'm a gentleman. And like, in hindsight, I don't think she spoke English. So now I'm just some like round-eyed asshole that's all like, and I guess that makes sense as to why she's like, no, thank you, you know? So we're like airborne. The entire flight is me trying not to cry. That's where I was at on this flight. And then also I had like, you know, I was like super high, so I'm like, oh, you know what, I should eat something. If I eat something, it's gonna bring me down. And so like, I asked for a bag of peanuts. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then I get the peanuts, and I don't know if you've ever been super high and eat peanuts with dry mouth. That's not, you can't eat that. You can't eat that. You just shove peanuts in your mouth and it becomes a cement mixture of fucking shit you can't swallow. It's like worse than the natural foods fucking co-op peanut butter. There's nothing good about it. It's not even greasy like you would want from peanut butter. It's just like, I'm just fucking chewing and looking weird now. I'm like, and in my high brain, I'm like, what am I gonna do about this? And I'm like, oh, I'm a genius. I'll just put it in the vomit bag, you know? And so I get the vomit bag out of the front seat and I open it up, and like the 8 people around me are like, fuck, this is happening! And so I open the bag, and I'm like baby birding this peanut butter into the bag. And I made eye contact with the Asian lady. She was judgmental. That was wrong of her, I feel like. trying to do my thing. And then so I'm baby birding this peanut butter in the bag, get that handle, we land, and I'm finally like, fuck, we made it, you know? Like, I'm looking around at people like me, like we served a nom together, I'm like, we fucking made it out, man. Alpha Company, 73. So like with every step, like the stress is just melting away. I'm like, fuck yeah, you know? And so like dang, people are getting their bags out of the overhead compartment. I grab mine, I'm walking off. I'm like, fucking life is great. I take about 4 steps and this dude behind me starts freaking out. You know, he's like, sir! Sir! And I'm like, fuck, this guy stressed me the fuck out again. You know, he should have had an edible. I have no idea that this guy is talking to me at this point until I hear, sir, that's my bag! And I'm like, fuck, this guy might be talking to me. Yeah. And like before I look down, I'm just like, oh, please let me be holding my own bag. Please let me be holding my bag. I look down, I'm not holding my bag. I'm like, fuck! Yeah. And so like, how am I gonna fix this? I'm like, oh, I'll just turn around and tell everybody I'm high. They'll understand, and everything's gonna be great. But like, I turn around, and like, in the 4 seconds that had like taken place, he had somehow formed a coalition of people behind him that like had his back. Like, they hated me. They're just like, yeah, like me mugging the shit out of me. And like that made me feel weird. So I'm like, hey, I'm just high. I made a mistake. And they did not understand. They were just like, yeah, like even more. Like, I don't know where that came from, but they like dug deep. More hatred my way. And so like, I'm like, all right. And at that point, like, I don't know if you've ever been high and mad at the same time. It's fucking tough. But I managed. I kept it together. I'm like, no, this is wrong what they're doing. And so like, I gotta get it one more. I was like, and I looked at the guy. He's like 65, obese as fuck. You know, he's wearing a Tommy Bahamas shirt. I'm like, dude, I don't want what's in your fucking suitcase. All right, like, based on what you're wearing right now, fuck your suitcase. I don't want it. You know, so I don't know what's in your suitcase, but I know what's in my suitcase, and it's drugs. Smuggling shit. So like, that was my jab at him. I get off the plane, I walk out, I'm like, I need water, first of all. Like, that's first and fucking foremost. So I get my water, I start heading towards the bathroom, because I'm like, you know, I'm gonna pee before I get out of here too. As I'm going into the bathroom at the exact same time, guess who? Tommy fucking Bahamas. Yeah. And so I'm like, in my brain, like 4 days have passed, we're old friends and shit, you know? In his brain, 2 minutes have passed, we're still enemies. You know, so I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? It's Mr. Suitcase Guy. And then he just rolls his eyes at me. I was like, you know what, fuck this guy forever. So we go into the restroom, we're like as far apart at the urinals as you can possibly be. It's literally an angry pissing contest at this point. And I won because I have the heart of a champion. And also a better prostate, more than likely. So I finish, I'm washing my hands, he starts walking over, I'm like, fuck, it's about to be on, you know? Gotta get ready for this dude. And then, but as he's walking towards me, I think like while he was peeing, he thought about it, he's like, you know what? This guy's just a human being, he made a mistake. And I think that's what happened because his whole demeanor had changed. He looked a little more friendly. So he's walking towards me, and this is what he says. He's like, hey man, I get it. They were both black. They looked a lot alike. It was hard to tell them apart. And at that exact moment in time, I swear, an African-American police officer walked out of one of the bathroom stalls. And I could tell by the look on his face that he did not know we were talking about suitcases. So I just looked back at dude and I was like, you're a fucking racist. And I walked out of the bathroom and I had my revenge. It was amazing. It made me feel really good. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.